Thank you for purchasing the TUNZE Cleaning Set 220.70. This set will help you keep your TUNZE equipment and all aquarium equipment clean and ensure a long service life. All of the brushes and tools are available as individual parts if you need a replacement at any time. Part 220.701, 1/8 inch tube brush. This brush is used to clean out the center ports and the magnetic rotors, as well as the small air passages of Tunze skimmers. Part 220.702, 1/4 inch tube brush. This brush is used to clean out the rotor well of Nano Stream and Nano Pumps without disturbing the fixed shaft. It is also useful for cleaning hydrofoamer nozzles. Part 220.703, 3/4 inch spiral bottom tube brush. This brush is for cleaning the jet pipes of skimmers as well as the rotor rooms of the full-size Turbelle, Turbelle Stream, and Stream tube pumps. Part 220.704, bottle brush. This brush is used to clean the cups of skimmers and to clean the inside of filter housings and the skimmer body itself. Part 220.705, bristle brush. This brush is used for general cleaning of any surface. It is particularly useful for cleaning the suction housings of Turbelle and Turbelle Stream pumps, including Nano Stream and Stream 2. Part 220.706, towel. This soft terry cloth towel is suitable for drying or wiping up any spills, as well as for gently wiping off sensitive surfaces like the optic sensor of the Osmolator. Part 220.707, pig tool. This tool is primarily used to remove O-rings and to remove the inner bearing of Turbelle and Turbelle Stream pumps. Caution: the tip is quite sharp, and this tool should be handled with care and is not suitable for use by small children. Part 220.708, screwdriver. This small blade general purpose screwdriver is for use with Tunze fasteners, Venturi screws, as well as for the pump connection of the Osmolator. It is also used to remove the bearing bush in Turbelle and Turbelle Stream pumps. Caution: the tip is quite sharp, and this tool should be handled with care and is not suitable for use by small children. Part 220.709, Instructional DVD. Includes instructions on basic cleaning and use of this cleaning kit. Part 220.710, 4-ounce citric acid powder. This powder is used to mix our acid solution. The powder is added to the mark line on the squirt applicator, and the applicator is then filled to the marked water line to create the appropriate solution. Citric acid is a relatively safe organic acid. However, please heed the warnings on the bottle. Part 220.711, squirt applicator. This applicator bottle is for use in mixing and applying the citric acid solution used to remove lime deposits. It is important to note that while all of these tools and brushes are quality instruments, the vast majority made in the USA, exposure to salt water and citric acid will cause corrosion. For the longest life, please rinse all tools and brushes in fresh water after use, and occasionally apply a thin film of Vaseline or vegetable oil to the exposed metal parts. This video does not show every situation you may encounter. Depending on the calcium level, KH and pH, as well as levels of trace elements, lime deposits may be more or less problematic. This video does show general procedures which are applicable in most situations and give useful hints. In general, if something is stuck, be patient. Let it soak, and if necessary, call your regional Tunze office for technical support. Chapter 2. Cleaning and disassembly of Turbelle and Turbelle electronic. Here we have a Turbelle 1600/2. While there is some lime deposits, it is a still operational pump that just needs routine maintenance. After removal of the suction housing and any accessories, we pull out the drive unit. After removing the main drive assembly, we use our pick tool to remove the upper bearing, and we use our screwdriver to remove the bush bearing. If desired, the pick tool can be used to remove the 3000.020 O-ring from the pump housing. We can now clean the inside of the pump using our 3/4 inch brush and citric acid solution. The drive unit should be disassembled and the brakes inspected. At this point, we clean the space where the brakes are inserted with our bristle brush, and we clean the hole in the magnetic rotor with the 1/8 inch brush. Failure to clean these areas can result in the pump seizing or a faster buildup of lime than would be normally expected. We also want to soak the upper bearing in citric acid and make sure it is clean. This is a critical and often neglected part. It provides a smooth surface for the magnet rotor to spin on. Here is a 3000/2 that has been somewhat neglected. In general, the procedure is similar, but removing the upper bearing is more of a struggle. If necessary, use the applicator to fill the rotor well with citric acid solution and dissolve lime deposits before trying to remove the upper bearing. It may take a few hours to soften the deposits in worst-case scenarios. Always use caution with a sharp pick tool, both for your own safety and to avoid damaging the inner walls of the pump. The procedure is the same as for the 1600/2, and your owner's manual provides some additional hints and service advice. If you should ever lose your owner's manual, you can download a PDF of the manual on tunze.com. The Tunze DOC Skimmers, shown here as a 9010, have a pump based on the Turbelle shown in Chapter 2. For details on servicing the pump, please see Chapter 2. The skimmer body requires periodic cleaning for the best performance. The air adjustment and hydrofoamer nozzle can be fouled with lime and various snails. Worms and sponges, as well as algae, can obstruct passages. To start, we clean the air adjustment screw. We clean the threaded hole with our solution of citric acid and the 1/8 inch brush. The screw itself can be brushed with the bristle brush. We clean the hydrofoamer nozzle with the 1/4 inch brush and the bristle brush and our citric acid solution. The inner jet pipe can be cleaned with the 3/4 inch tube brush. The body of the skimmer can be cleaned with a bristle brush and towel. The skimmer cups and foam reactors are cleaned using the bottle brush. A quick tip: after cleaning the pump, nozzle, and air adjustment, you can do a thorough cleaning by submerging the entire skimmer completely assembled in a bucket such as our 5002.25 27-liter storage container. Economically, it makes the most sense to use 1 part white vinegar and 4 parts RO water, but you can use half of a 220.512 container of citric acid to a nearly full 27-liter container. Run the skimmer submerged for about 4 to 6 hours. This will clean out the majority of deposits and debris within the skimmer with a minimum of effort. Chapter 4: Turbelle Stream and Stream Electronic. Here we have an older 6100. The same basic principles apply to the later 6101, as well as the 6000, 6200, 6201, 6301, and the wave box pump. In this case, the pump has a 6100.60 drive unit. We remove the drive unit and the upper bearing and bearing shell as shown. The procedure is virtually the same as shown in Chapter 2 for the Turbelle pumps. The only difference is the drive shaft, screw, and propeller. In this case, the bearing shell has come loose and damaged the shaft, and it makes the most sense to replace the 6100.60 drive unit with the newer 6100.70 used on all 6000 and 6100 made since early 2006 and all 6101. Shown here is a 6060 stream. It is well used. It came out of a display at an aquarium shop. It definitely needs a thorough cleaning. To start, we remove the suction housing. We then remove the drive unit. We use our pick tool to remove the upper bearing and O-ring. If desired, you can remove the 3000.020 O-ring as well for replacement or inspection. We use our screwdriver to pry out the bearing bush. We disassemble the drive unit in order to clean the hole in the magnetic rotor and inspect the brakes for wear and line buildup. We clean these parts using the brushes as shown. The propeller can be removed from the shaft by removing the screw with the screwdriver. However, it is advisable to do this only when necessary due to a damaged propeller, shaft, or bearing shell. The screw can break if over-torqued or cross-threaded, so use caution and tighten only until snug. Assembly is carried out in the reverse of disassembly. Consult the owner's manual for more details. You can always download a new manual as a PDF on Tunze.com. Chapter 5, Stream 2. The Stream 2 pump is the latest Tunze stream pump, and it's built for easy maintenance. For this demonstration we are using a 6065, but the general principle is the same for all models. First, we remove the propeller housing by squeezing in and pulling forward. Once the propeller housing is removed, we remove the drive unit. It comes out as a complete unit with the titanium alloy shaft, 2 silicone bushings, and the disc. Cleaning the pump is very simple. We use the 3/4 inch tube brush to clean out the rotor well with our citric acid solution. Remove the drive shaft from the drive unit and be careful not to lose the disc or bushings. This procedure should be carried out over a small bucket or container to avoid losing small parts in the sink drain. Use the 1/8 inch brush to clean the hole in the drive unit. It is critical that this is free of lime deposits. Simply soak the shaft and wipe it off with a towel. Now reassemble the pump and it is ready to go. Chapter 6, Nano Stream. The Nano Stream pump features a very simple design. Due to the permanently fixed shaft, we must be careful to not bend or loosen the shaft during cleaning. To start, we remove the propeller housing. We then remove the drive unit. The drive unit should pull out easily. If it does not, soak the pump in either 1 part vinegar, 1 part water, or the citric acid solution for about 6 hours. Then try slowly removing the unit with a twisting motion. Periodic cleaning will prevent the buildup of lime to this point. With the drive unit out, we fill the rotor well with our citric acid solution and periodically brush with our 1/4 inch brush, moving around the shaft to clean the rotor well walls and the shaft. We use the 1/8 inch brush in our solution to clean the hole in the drive unit. This is critical, or else the drive unit may fuse to the shaft and stop or damage the pump. Chapter 7, Nano Pump. The Nano Pump is a useful standalone pump, but it is also the heart of the popular 9002 Nano DOC Skimmer and the 3165 Nano Filter. The basic construction is similar to the Nano Stream with the fixed shaft design. The primary maintenance concern is keeping the shaft and center hole of the rotor free of lime deposits. First, we open the pump. Depending on the use, the impeller may have a flow adjustable cover or an O-ring sealed cover. Your owner's manual shows this in more detail. After using the pick tool or your fingers to remove the impeller, pour the citric acid solution into the well and use the 1/4 inch tube brush to carefully clean around the shaft and well. Use the 1/8 inch brush and citric acid solution to clean the hole in the center of the drive unit. Chapter 8, Osmolator. The only parts of the osmolator which need cleaning are the sensors and rarely the tubing. However, it is critical that this is done periodically for safe and reliable operation. If the optic sensor is fouled with lime, it cannot detect the water level, and a green water level light will be perpetually illuminated. To clean the optic sensor, we simply soak it in our citric acid solution for a few hours and wipe it off with a towel. Never use a sharp tool or brush, as scratches will destroy the sensor. The float switch may need to be cleaned periodically of algae growth and salt crusts. The bristle brush is suitable for this. Pay attention to the orientation of the magnet in the float ring. If reinstalled improperly, it will always alarm. Your owner's manual provides detailed illustrations of this service. If the tubing is clogged by kalkwasser deposits, you can soak it in citric acid solution. Use the applicator to blow the solution through the tubing. Chapter 9. Conclusion. Proper maintenance will ensure years of reliable service, and we hope that this kit has provided you, our customer, with the knowledge and tools to comfortably carry out the basic maintenance procedures. Remember, you can always download manuals on tunze.com, and you can also contact us at the same address should you need any further assistance. Thank you.